Hi everybody, welcome back. I've got some leftover paint, some white, some silver and some iridescent blue black. They just blend beautifully. I'm going to use the leftovers to do an explosive Dutch pour, and then I'm going to embellish it maybe with a 3D heart. I haven't actually decided yet, but going to make a really pretty base, use that to create something once it's dry on top. So really excited about these colours. So let me show you. These are the three colours, so Montmartre white, Pebeo acrylic iridescent silver, and then the iridescent blue black. So together these three colours look so nice, but then I might do some pink over the top or create a heart, something totally different. So they're mixed to my Dutch pour consistency. Oh, apart from that, there was a lump there. They're mixed so they're quite nice and fluid and runny, but I've actually used PVA glue and water in this mixture instead of Flood Floetrol. So I'll put the recipe in the description of this video for you. I'm using a 30cm canvas. So I'm going to, how shall I do this? I think I'm going to, just from the centre, just do some little lines of paint. So that should be plenty of paint on there. So I'm just going to blow that from the centre outwards to see what we get. Right, interesting. There's a massive lump of something. Oh, it's just unmixed paint because it's difficult to pick up. It's not a solid lump. Right, I'm still missing it here, and yet I've run out. I don't think I can scrape any more from here. So I've added little extra bits of paint, little bit of extra blue and also white. But just the first thing to notice, look at the cells. So there is no Flood Floetrol. This is just PVA glue and water pouring medium. I'm absolutely amazed by the cells in this. I was not expecting it. Now, if you look really closely, can you see they've got little tiny spikes? So that's obviously, there's a different consistency of the white to the blue. So the white is almost sort of bleeding into the blue there. But how interesting. In fact, it is, yeah, it is in all places. And there. And there. Oh my goodness, look at that one in the centre of the blue. How unusual. You don't have that here with the white and the silver. It's just where the white is in that blue. Wow, that is fascinating. Love the composition. I'm still not quite, this bit here isn't still quite right. I think I might just add a little bit more white to that, but really happy with it. The iridescence on this will look stunning when this is dry. So actually really quite happy with this. Right, it's dried, but I haven't finished. I am going to put a heart on top. So let me just show you. I wanted to show you before I paint on it because it is really pretty. The blue is electric in it. If I just move it in the light, it's absolutely beautiful. So I really considered just leaving it like this, but I thought actually no, I wouldn't want to hang that on my wall. It's pretty, but it's not right. So I'm going to do a heart on top. I've just made my stencil out of frog tape. So laid the frog tape on the canvas, then cut out the shape of a heart with a simple craft knife and peeled the bits off. I've then just used a heat gun just to heat up this tape because it just makes it slightly stickier and I think helps to create a better seal around the edge of the heart so that the paint's not going to leak underneath. So to make my heart, you can probably see I've already got red everywhere. I've mixed some paints up. I'm using different shades of red. So there's Pyrrole Red and there's Crimson by Amsterdam. So they're the two main reds. But then I just wanted to add a little bit of extra colour. So I've made a burgundy, which is the crimson and a little bit of black, which is beautiful. I've got some copper and then I've got some permanent red violet. So just to add a slightly different tone to it. These paints I've mixed with PVA glue and water pouring medium, 2 to 1, 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. And I've put a little bit of silicone or a little bit of coconut milk hair serum into each of the colours. So I'm going to drizzle my colours on. I'm then going to swipe it and then I'm going to torch it. So what I'm hoping is I'll get a beautiful heart just jam-packed with lots of little tiny cells, and the colours are all quite similar to each other, so it should I'm just hoping just blends really beautifully. So I'm just literally going to drizzle the colours on and just really hope that it doesn't leak underneath the tape. If the background was plain and it leaked, it would be fine because I could just paint over it. But because this background isn't plain, because it's a pour underneath, I can't do that. Right, I think that's plenty of paint. There's obviously lots of little bare bits of canvas. So all I'm going to do now is just dab the canvas so that the paint covers the entire surface. Because as I swipe, I need it to swipe smoothly, and it will only do that if every bit of canvas is covered. If there's gaps and there's holes, it will just bump over them and it will probably lose contact. It just won't work as well. And obviously doing this is starting to mix the colours, which is what I want, because I want it to be a beautiful blend of the colours. So for the swipe itself, I'm going to use, I've already used this piece, a little piece of plastic. Now, I've got a few ideas. So one idea was that I tried to swipe from the centre, but I just don't think that will work because I think I'll end up with a centre with very little paint on it. And if I swipe from the centre outwards, it would kind of match the outline, the base, but I just don't think it's going to work. So I think as a contrast, I'm just going to swipe horizontally across the canvas. So it will be a total contrast in colour and direction to the base. I love my wiggly lines, so I'm just going to do some little wiggly lines across the canvas. So I'm just going to start in the middle. It's just gently touching the paint, and I'm just going to do some wiggles across. I'm now going to leave a gap because I'm going to come back in the other direction in a minute. If I turn my canvas round, then I can, when I'm being right-handed, it feels easier doing it like this, but I'm still going the opposite direction to the previous swipes. I also like it when the curves are different, so there's a bit of a clash. Now, I'm really happy except for this bit here, so I'm going to get a smaller piece of plastic and just do an extra little swipe in there. It's just where those two waves met, but I don't like it, so I'm just going to wave that in the middle. Maybe here as well. And here. Just helps it to look a bit choppier. And here actually, which I like. Right, I'm happy with that. It's looking really pretty. So now I'm going to torch it. I'm going to torch quite a lot because I want quite a lot of tiny little cells. I want it to be really crammed with cells. So when you look up close, you've got some real detail to it. Really subtle, really pretty, really tiny. They just work so well with the slightly wiggly lines, and you can see the colours just blend beautifully. So you've got areas like at the top there with a bit more purple. You've got a real burgundy section going through here. But I think when you stand back from it, you can see it is just a blend. So yeah, really happy, really excited for this to dry. So it's now finished. It's so cute, so cute. I'm so glad I did the red heart because it now just gives a focus. Instead of it just being some quite pretty sort of lines of the silver and the blue, it now has a theme, and it now has a kind of personality, a meaning to it. So there's been some highs and lows. I'll show you the low in a minute because I put my finger in it and it was still wet, absolutely gutted. But look how beautiful the red has turned out. I've outlined it with a Posca pen. The frog tape came away beautifully, so it didn't leak underneath. So really, really happy. I put my finger in it just here. Can you see the texture is different? So I've painted over the top with some of the red. But then I've decided to put a light reflex over the top again to make it look more like a bubble. And I think hopefully that just disguises it a little bit more. So absolutely furious with myself that I did that. But I do actually think if you look back from it, you don't really notice it. Let me show you the iridescence and the shine. So there is no varnish on this yet, but you get a beautiful shine just from the PVA glue in the mixture. And then a beautiful shine from this section, from the iridescent blue and the silver. So you can see that that heart is slightly uneven. So what I might do, I think I probably will actually. Oh yeah, actually, I'm giving myself a good idea here. I'm going to resin the heart, and then that texture won't even matter. Brilliant idea. So what I'll probably end up doing is putting a sort of border around. It's almost like some relief marker, so it sticks out, so it's 3D. And then fill that with resin, and then it will really stand out, and that little bumpy bit there where I put my finger in it just will not show. Well, it's less likely to show. So yeah, really happy. Let me know what you think, please. Do you agree with what I've done? Do you agree that I should have put the heart on? I'm sure some people will say actually I should have just left it well alone, but yeah, let me know. Please let me know what you think. Great, thank you so much for watching. Bye.